the reason that we wanted to engage with How to SaaS is because our organization hadn't really spent a lot of focused time, energy, money on marketing itself, which in our case is ironic because we are a marketing organization. We sell SaaS CRM solutions for the mortgage industry. So to not market ourselves meant that we were focusing 100% on our product and marketing our customers, which is good. But as our competitive landscape changed and as the buying process changed to move more and more online, we found ourselves needing to make that investment to spend that time. So that's where we found ourselves at the end of 2019, and we decided to engage based on our recommendation through our private equity company, which was well received. It was our option, but we decided to move forward. And so based on that recommendation, we engaged with you guys and started with the idea that we were going to create a web presence. We were going to make it easier for our customers to find us. And that's where you guys came in. It was extremely positive to work with How to SaaS. I mean, we came out on the other end of it with some confidence. What we lacked was confidence because we didn't have the experience and the repetitions. We knew the concepts that we were going over. We sort of even knew the path forward in order to increase our SEO and increase our number of leads that are coming in, and to sort of to guide our public relations messaging to some degree. But we didn't know how much to do of any of it. We didn't know what to expect, and it's very helpful to have somebody who's already been through several iterations of that journey set your expectations appropriately, because we didn't know what success would look like. Is this good? Is this a good result? Is this a bad result? Have we invested well? Have we not? How hard do we run? Are we going? Are we dedicating enough resources in terms of our marketing department's energy? I mean, just getting a sense for that was worth the investment in How to SaaS. Just getting a sense for what we should expect was extremely helpful. But to get there, we had to go through a discovery process. We had to answer a lot of questions, which was fine. And I'll be honest with you, the first time that we answered questions, it was a little bit embarrassing. It was a feeling of not that you guys made us feel that way or put us down, but it was a feeling of like, wow, you really. We knew that we needed to do some work on the corporate marketing side, but we didn't know how many questions we were unable to answer. Things like all of the factors that lead up to the calculation of the customer acquisition cost and the metrics that would help you understand how much to invest in marketing. We weren't able to provide those easily in round one. But now we scrambled to go get them, but that was only after prodding. So anyway, starting engagement was extremely helpful and I wouldn't say easy, but the hard part was that we made it hard on ourselves by not having that experience already. Just having the engagement has led us to rely on our KPIs right away. So if you only have one season of data, 3 months of data, it's hard to make decisions off of that. So we didn't even know which KPIs were the right ones because we hadn't had enough time to track. And so the other option was to wait years till you built up enough data to be able to say, no, I can confidently say that this is enough in terms of MQLs, and this is confidently enough investment in our paid search because of the historical data that I have, to be able to rely on you guys to help us understand what's good, what's bad, what's working well and what's not. Just essentially saved us a ton of experimentation. We didn't have to do it ourselves. So that meant that we sort of skipped ahead to the part where we could be smart with our metrics instead of having to invent the baseline ourselves. We knew we were going to be focusing on trying to get organic search volume. And we really were pretty myopic about that, meaning that was going to be our 100% focus. We're going to change our website and we're going to make it friendly for SEO. And we did that, but we also married that with paid search. We married it with connection to recommendation sites and software sites. And so we have paid social, increase our social footprint. So we have this incremental contribution from all of those sources now, with, of course, direct traffic and organic still lead, and that was originally the plan for them to lead. But the combination of all those other sources is like it, to give a benchmark. It's enough to hire another person. It's enough to hire another salesperson. It makes a measurable difference. At first, it was embarrassing because we didn't know how little we knew about our own business model as it relates to marketing our own company. We were really well versed. We're real proud of our marketing because it was on behalf of our customers. But to see that we hadn't been doing a great job marketing ourselves was kind of, that was a reversal, an unexpected reversal. And then every week we would be starting to look forward to it. I mean, like, there were the incremental improvements once we started launching content and things like that on our website. We got almost immediate results. So it was really pleasant to work with you guys, because even as a third party, we have some third parties that we work with. Primarily, we've relied on ourselves though for our product marketing. It was pretty seamless, and you guys got to know our business well enough to where it was just like talking with someone else in the team. We got the confidence to move through some diversified demand generation streams. So for example, we were told about Capterra through How to SaaS. Okay, so let's engage with Capterra. And once we were confident with Capterra, then suddenly we went with Software Advice and G2, and we already sort of just like reapplied the same strategy and just kind of took it to the next level, if that makes sense. And so that kind of information was invaluable, just to say, like, it's worth it. Yeah, pay a little bit, learn how it works, see the performance, and sure enough, just this month we've got leads coming in from Capterra, something that we never even considered at the beginning of the year. So you can repeat that essentially through paid search, also display ads, Google ads. We hadn't contemplated those necessarily, and today they're producers for us. I should add that they're producers for us, but also they're meeting our goals for our customer acquisition cost. And as a result of us being able to calculate that customer acquisition cost and having enough channels to feed into it, we are able to secure investment in an increase in our sales team. So look, I'm not going to claim that How to SaaS did every single thing, but they put us so far ahead in making that measurement that by, even through COVID, through this year in 2020, which was a difficult year, yet we paused hiring through the summer. But by the time we got to the end of the summer, we had the data that we needed in order to justify hiring business development representatives and inside sales reps, because the leads were there to support it, and the trajectory for leads was there too. So it wasn't just the fact that it was a certain number of leads, but we could see that we were growing at a certain rate, which would in the future support more people. And those projections were generally right, which is not what you would have if you just did experiments serially, one after another. Okay, now let's try paid search. Now let's try another lead source. We sort of did everything at once, and that was enormously helpful. I think what it did was it let us prove to our board that the investment in the marketing team, which had not existed in the past, could pay measurable dividends. And I think that's the takeaway. As long as the dividends were measurable, the board was happy to invest in marketing, and they did, and they got their return very quickly. Which is, I think, the primary contribution from How to SaaS is the measurability of those investments. We went from, hey, let's go do marketing, to understanding exactly why we were taking the actions that we were taking, and that also allowed us to justify not taking certain actions, like certain public relations types of activities that didn't seem to lift our demand gen or supporting our thought leadership teams. So we could easily put those on the back burner because we knew that the investment wouldn't be worthwhile. I think if you approach the engagement with extreme caution, then you're not going to get everything out of it. I would say try to put in as many different initiatives at once, get as much measurement and assistance as possible at the same time with these different initiatives, and they can all run in parallel. So too conservative is too slow. The faster you go, particularly if you're going, in our case, we were going from very little web presence, then I would be ready to apply a lot of marketing horsepower with the expectation that you will get a result. You're going to get a positive result. What we're measuring by the end of the project is the degree to which you want to invest more, not really whether it's going to make an impact. Yes, it will make a positive impact. So with that in mind, if I had thought that in the beginning and everyone on the team was convinced, which they weren't, of course, at the beginning, if everyone was convinced from the beginning, we would have spent even more time, energy, and focus on some of the initiatives that we were talking about. Like, for example, bringing more content to the website more quickly, or making digital changes like our website transformation more quickly, just to take advantage of some of the things that we had learned from How to SaaS.